Hello everybody, myself Dr. Trapti Gupta, and today we will discuss some basic concepts of thermodynamics. This is a first level course in thermodynamics for UG second semester students. The content of this course follows the university syllabus. At the end of this course, students have an understanding of laws of thermodynamics and can solve problems involving heat and work interactions. Now, we will discuss what is thermodynamics. The word thermodynamics is derived from two words thermo and dynamics, implies a field concerned with energy transfer and its effects on properties of the substance. Actually, thermodynamics deals with various forms of energies such as thermal, chemical, electrical, and mechanical energies, etc. Nowadays, thermodynamics covers all types of energy changes accompanying physical and chemical transformations and all kinds of interconversions of one form of energy into the other, along with the restrictions on the transformation of one type of energy into another. For example, during the generation of electrical energy, first coal is burnt and the chemical energy of coal is converted into heat energy. Then this heat energy is used to convert the water into steam. This steam is used to rotate mechanical turbines. These turbines are coupled with electrical generators which finally generate electrical energy. The branch of thermodynamics which deals with the energy changes associated with chemical reactions is called chemical thermodynamics. Among these energies, the most important one is heat. If heat is evolved in a chemical reaction, it is called exothermic process, and if heat is absorbed in a chemical reaction, it is called an endothermic process. Next, we will discuss what is the importance of thermodynamics. In this context, first point is fundamental laws. Like all laws of thermodynamics, laws of thermodynamics are also based on experience and deal with different forms of energies. No exception to these laws has been found. Thermodynamics laws are the most certain aspects of chemistry that if a conflict occurs between theory and experimental results, we immediately question the validity of the experiment. Next is generalization of experimental results. With the help of these laws, we can develop equations showing the variation of various physical properties with temperature and pressure. Next is direction of reaction. Thermodynamics has very good predictive powers. Thermodynamics can be used to predict the direction in which a process will proceed. For example, when hydrogen and oxygen are mixed, thermodynamics tells us that water should be formed because water is more energetically stable than hydrogen and oxygen. Next is prediction of relation between directly observable properties. With the help of thermodynamic laws, we can derive the relationship between directly observable properties such as pressure, volume, and temperature. For example, PV is equal to nRT. Now, we will discuss some basic terminology of thermodynamics. In this context, first is system and surroundings. A system may be defined as that specific part of the universe which is under study and possessed fixed boundaries. The rest of the universe is referred to as surroundings. Boundaries separate system and surroundings. Now, in this picture, pink color represents the system while light blue color represents surroundings. System separate from surroundings by boundaries. The whole system plus surrounding makes universe. Next is types of boundaries. There are various type of boundaries in this context. First is rigid wall. As the name suggests, this is the wall whose position and shape are fixed. Impermeable wall. This is the wall which does not permit the passage of matter but permits the passage of energy. Next is permeable wall. This wall permits the passage of mass and consequently the energy. Next is adiabatic wall. This wall will not permit the passage of matter or energy provided that no external force is present. And the last one is diathermal wall. These walls will not permit the passage of matter but allow the passage of energy in the absence of any external force. It means that diathermal walls are impermeable but not adiabatic. Next is types of system. There are different types of systems like open system, closed system and isolated system. Open system allow the exchange of both matter and energy with the surrounding. In this figure A, we represent open system. In this picture, we clearly see that allow the exchange of both energy and matter with the surrounding takes place. In the next picture, in closed system, allow the exchange of only energy with the surrounding because here the container is sealed. That's why matter cannot exchange with the surrounding. And in the last picture C, isolated system, in this case there is no exchange of matter and energy with the surrounding. Here the boundary is sealed. Sealed thermos flask is the example of an isolated system. Next is properties of systems. Thermodynamics deals with the behavior of the system in bulk. The properties associated with the bulk behavior of the matter are called observable or macroscopic properties. They are of two types: extensive properties and intensive properties. Intensive properties do not depend upon the quantity of matter present in the system. For example, temperature, pressure, density, refractive index, concentration, surface tension, specific heat, boiling point, freezing point, viscosity, etc. Extensive properties depend upon the quantity of matter present in the system, like mass, number of moles, volume, energy, free energy, internal energy, enthalpy, entropy, etc. Next is state variables and state of a system. State variables, the factors which are necessary to be specified in order to define a particular state of a system, are called state variables or thermodynamic coordinates or parameters like composition, pressure, temperature and volume, etc. Then state of a system. A system is said to be in a particular state when all its measurable properties have fixed values. Next is thermodynamic equilibrium state. A system is said to be in a state of thermodynamic equilibrium when the state variables remain constant throughout the system. It is of following types like thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium and chemical equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means uniform temperature in all parts of the system and surroundings. In case of mechanical equilibrium, mechanical properties are uniform throughout the system. And in case of chemical equilibrium, chemical composition of the system remain constant and do not vary with the time. Next is thermodynamic process. An operation which brings about changes in the state of a system is called a thermodynamic process. A thermodynamic system may undergo following types of processes like isothermal, adiabatic, isobaric, isochoric and cyclic process. Isothermal process means process occur at constant temperature. Adiabatic process means no heat is exchanged between system and surroundings. Isobaric process represents the process which occur at constant pressure, while isochoric process occur at constant volume, and cyclic process is the process in which initial and final state of a system are same. Then this is the graphical representation of these different type of processes which we already studied in the last slide. Figure A represent the graph between pressure and volume. In this graph, we clearly see the isobaric, isothermal and adiabatic processes. While in picture B is the graph also between pressure and volume. In this picture, we represent the cyclic process, and in this cyclic process, isobaric, isochoric and adiabatic processes are there. I hope you have enjoyed the video. For any query, please type in the comment section and don't forget to attempt the quiz. Link of the quiz is given below. Thank you for watching.